guys, welcome back to Jackula's Castle. Today we're going to be opening up the Twinkly light and showing you how to set them up in your yard.
Okay, so out here in the front yard, we have the curtains on the wall all the way down the house. We have 8 of them total. One there, one here behind the soldier, 4 in the middle here, and then 1 on the very end. I've hung them all up. You can see with these little nails here. And down here, I got some little boxes on Amazon to protect the Wi-Fi controllers, just so they don't get too moist or dry out in the sun or anything like that. And hopefully that'll help keep them good for plenty of years to come. We've also got some of the spritzers up here in the trees. You can see now that the leaves have fallen, I've got it up there. Got an extension cord running, some tie wraps, and got it hanging. Now it is hanging by fishing line, not the actual cord, because I don't want it to put too much weight on it there. Same with this one over here. I've got another one hanging up here on this side, and you can see it hooked up there as well. And all these, set up just the same as the 250 light set I showed you earlier. And you can see in the window there, it's kind of hard since it's light up, but the tree is going in there. We also have a 600 string that goes all along the edge of the roof here. So as soon as it gets dark, we'll come out here and I'll show you what they all look like going. Okay, so today we're opening up a 250 light string of the special edition RGB plus W lights. This is what the box looks like here. Once you take this sleeve off the outside, got our instruction manual, a couple stickers, and here they are. Here's the Wi-Fi controller, the plug, and the string is separated into basically 2 connected strings of lights. Let's plug them in, see what they look like. Got them plugged in here. You can see they're lighting up, and they're going to start phasing through some of the colors. So they definitely work. You see the light over here is flashing green. What I'm going to do in order to connect it is I'm going to hold this down until it changes color. Just takes a second here. See how it turned blue? All right, now let's go into the app and connect it. Okay, here's the Twinkly app coming up here. The light on the controller is still blue. So what we're going to do here is wait for this to compile some effects and go into devices here. Okay, we'll go into devices, and we are going to click up in the corner, the little plus sign. We're going to add a new one. Searching for some new devices here. All right, and this is a generation 2, so we click that. We're going to allow it to use our Bluetooth, and we've already held the button down until it turns the greenish blue. It's like that right now. Here we go. It found it. So we're going to use the direct Wi-Fi, or the home Wi-Fi. It's going to check my house for available Wi-Fi. Okay, we're going to change it to the one that's ours. It's already got my password saved, and we're going to connect it. And it's searching. The Wi-Fi is going to find the device here, and then we should be good to go to start making some new patterns. And okay, this wants to map them. We don't need to map them yet. Okay, so here are all the effects that can be used for the new lights. We can click on like sparkles here, and you can see that that's what it would look like on a tree. There's all sorts of them to choose from. There's a bunch of them. And then you will be able to go into, you can create your own effects. You can go over here to the effects wizard, and you can go into like It's like plasma here. And you can add, you know, and you can change what they look like. You could add words if you wanted. You can add other effects on top of it. See, there's the plasma with the sun going over the top, or you could add sparkles in there. You can add quite a few things. You can add different patterns, different colors, all of that. That's just something that you'll have to mess with when you get them to see what you like. And then after that, it'll save it in here to your effects library, so you can choose whatever you want. You can edit these as well. See if this one will work better. This one has multiples, so you can switch between them, or you can create your own. So like here, if we were to add red, you'd then hit the plus. You come over here and make a green one, and say you wanted to add white. Then you'd hit create, and then you could hit apply. And there it is. So change it up, make it a little more Christmassy. You could make it Halloween, whatever, you know, whatever colors for whatever holiday you want. And you can add even more to those different patterns in the effects wizard over here. So let's go ahead and see what they look like when the patterns are going here. So as far as the red and green and white waves that we did a little while ago, they're so bright it's really probably hard to pick up on the camera here. But that's what they're going to look like. And they work even unmapped. You know, it's just not going to be in the wave pattern. But once we go take these and put them on the tree or the house and map them, they'll show up just like they're supposed to. Another thing I forgot to mention is if you click the little cloud up here on top of the effects, you can go to the Twinkly store and download some of the ones. Like there's the reindeer, there's Santa, there's the candy canes. Those are cool. They're really cool. You do have to have a lot of lights to make some of these work. But when you get enough, either, you know, outside or on the tree, they show up really nicely. Do make sure that you've updated all the firmware. When you come into the device, under devices, you'll see your new string. Hit the little cog there, and you'll see the exclamation point by the firmware. Hit update firmware. It'll shut the lights off, and then it'll come back up in just a few seconds, and you'll be good to go. And one quick little thing, this little switch next to the cog, if you see the square is blank, that means your light's off. So if your lights don't come back on, try that little switch. See the patterns there now, and they are back on. So I did want to talk a bit about grouping. You can see our light string here again, and you see these two little chain links up here in the corner. If you go ahead and hit those, it'll bring up the grouping page, and you can choose how you want to do it. Joining would be, as you can see here, like if you were doing on a tree or another large object and you wanted to use multiple strings on a single object. That's how you would join those together. You've got sync down here, which would be like if you had, you know, a bunch of things in your yard, 5 trees or something, you wanted them all to do the exact same thing. Then you would link, you know, the strings from each object together, and they would all perform in unison. Or then you've got area, which is more like what we've got, where you've got maybe the house, some trees, the spritzers, the curtains, things like that. So then if you chose area and clicked next, you have a few more choices. You have the area editor, which is arranging the objects in your yard by where they actually are in your yard. You can move these little boxes around, you know, where they would be height-wise, especially in the yard. So like if you wanted to move a box up to be one that's on your roof, or if you wanted to move, you know, one to the right side of the yard, one to the left side of your yard, one to the lower part of your yard, you would use the area editor. You could also use camera mapping, which allows you to stand in the yard and, you know, hold the camera up, and your camera will find the lights individually. The other option, which we use for the curtains, is the horizontal tiles. Because they're all horizontal, it'll show each curtain, and you just line the boxes up in the order you want them in. Then there's also an option for vertical tiles. You kind of just have to decide, you know, which is best for your yard, because there's a bunch of different options. If you were to hit next, it would let you pick the strings that are going to be involved. I don't have more than one available to pick right now. But that's how they work, and that's how you would go about choosing which one you needed for your yard. Okay, it's dark now, so I'll give you a quick little demo of the playlist that we've got going on our lights. The curtains are all grouped together, the roof is separate, and the 2 spritzers are together. I think this was the slime one. A little bit more traditional Christmas stripes. Got some red with sparkles. And this was one of the new downloads they put up. They called it Night Sky. I really like this one. It's just the red and green sparkles. And here's the candy cane stripes. Got one of them that's a little bit out of sync right now for some reason. They usually catch up. I'm not sure what causes that. I got some blue with sparkles. This one's kind of like the slime. It's just more of a red and green slow transition. And here you can see our tree that we put up today in the window. We've got the colored snowfall effect on there. I think turned out really well. And it's just 250 lights we have on there. Not sure we'll add some more, but I was surprised at how bright 250 made it. It's about a 7-foot tree, somewhere in there. And if you look a little up there, there's even a Death Star on top. But when we get some more lights, we'll be back. Please like and subscribe. Bye.